Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we will understand about the cron jobs functionality in Hybris. So in today's video, we will see what is cron job, how we can create it, what is the architecture related to it, what are the main general concepts. And today we do a hands-on session on a basic cron job which will print hello world. So cron job functionality is used for executing automated tasks, which is basically called cron jobs, regularly at a certain point of time or at a fixed interval. Typically, it can be used for creating data for backups, updating catalog contents, import export, recalculating prices, if we have to like perform indexing. So you know, right, in your projects or somewhere you have seen that indexing runs every night, the full indexing runs and the update indexing runs like in every 15 or 20 minutes. So that all can be achieved using this cron jobs. So if you have to automate any task, like at a particular fixed interval of time, periodically that particular task needs to be executed, so that can be achieved during the using this cron job. So the key idea of applying cron job is to start a long or periodic process in the background with the possibility to log each run and check its result. So talking about the key facts, so the cron job basically consists of a cron job, a job, and a trigger. So what it does, each of these means is that like cron job basically holds the configuration for a single run of a job as well as the protocol information like logs. So it cron jobs basically contains all the runtime information, and in job it basically describes the business logic which we have to execute. So it describes the logic to be executed defined by an associated job performable. Soon we will see what job performable is, but in Elementum you can understand that whatever we have to do, that we define in the job, and with the trigger we have can define when we have to do it. So it is basically used for scheduling when to run a job. So basically summarizing all this, job defined what has to be done, trigger defines when we need to done, and cron job specifies the setup used by the job. So basically a runtime information. And this cron job always runs in a session context. Basically it means that it will have the user informations as well. So whatever the user write, the user is associated with the cron job, whatever the right particular user has. So with that same right itself the cron job runs. Now let us see the architecture of the cron job. So basically we will see in this the relation between cron job and the trigger types. So cron job describes a single run of a job, right? As we have discussed this previously. So it cron job describes a single run of a job. It basically contains a mandatory reference to a job instance, as you can see the association in here. And cron job allows the definition of several configuration parameters like session settings for a specific execution or logging configuration. Furthermore, it also stores details of the execution like start time, end time, its results like for example whether a cron job which was triggered was successful or failure, and provides access to the logs as well. So all these informations is achieved using this cron job. So if we have to provide any custom configuration, so in that scenario you need to create a subtype of a cron job. So using that we can provide our own custom configuration. Now let us see what is job and job performable is. Okay, so job instance basically represents one kind of execution logic in the system, and each cron job should reference one instance of it. Although job instance does not contain any logic, it provides Spring ID attributes, and in case of service layer job, that references the Spring Bean definition of the execution logic. This Spring Bean has to implement the job performable interface. And this is where the real logic is performed in a stateless manner. So basically, whatever the business logic that we have to write, so we basically writes in here, and then this configuration is passed by the execution related instance of cron job. The advantage of splitting the logic into separate bean is that it is possible to use the power of Spring framework with it, because you can inject all the loosely coupled dependencies you need in your logic and have the full power of the service layer job. So it is much simpler to use the abstract job performable that provides the basic functionality for a common job performable implementation like request aborting, request abort handling, and all those things. So all these with this job and job performable, we can achieve these things. And then the last is the trigger. So in trigger, there is often need to trigger an execution of a specific logic again and again, either on a regular basis or at once. So in order to enable it, trigger type references a job that needs to be executed and a cron expression to define the schedule time. If the current time fits to the defined time that we define in the cron expression, then the reference cron job or jobs gets executed automatically. So this trigger is indirectly linked to job. So which means, like here we are saying, trigger is associated with the cron job, and then cron job is associated with the job. So that is why indirectly trigger is associated with the job. Now we will see how we can create a simple hello world example. So we'll create a cron job which will print hello world. So in order to do that, we have to follow these steps. Like, first we have to create a new item type of like cron job item type in the items.xml. After that we have to do ant all. So friends, if you are not aware of the data modeling part, then I have created a video, detailed video related to the data modeling, and it is a very very important concept. If you are talking about Hybris or any other language, the data modeling is a must. I'll provide the description of that video in the link of that video in the description box, and also in the type in on the top right side of your screen you will be seeing the link related to Hybris tutorial, through which you can go to that particular video. So, friends, once you will create a cron job item type in the items.xml, after that you have to do the ant all, right? And after that, we have to create a class which will basically act as a job where we have to define our custom logic, and that particular job extends the abstract job performable class, and in there we have to like override the perform method, and inside that perform method we will write our business logic. So as told you already, while explaining the architecture of the cron job, it is job basically where we define our business logic. And once we define our business logic, the job gets created. We have to define the give the definition. So basically in the spring.xml we will define the Spring Bean related to that class. So with this, everything will be done. Now we have to create a trigger. So for that we can either like create the trigger using the Impex, or in the back office as well. Through back office as well, we can directly go to the cron job and then create the trigger. If you don't want to do it using the Impex, then you can that is the another way using which you can do. We'll discuss about all this and we'll show it the step by step. And once all these things will be done, we have to do ant all and start the server, and after once the server is up, we have to do the system update, and after that we can run the impexes that we have created. So once the impex will be run, we can see that our job is created in the back office and then we can trigger the job. So these steps we have to follow while creating any cron job. So now let's start by creating a new item type related to cron job. So for that, in the training core items.xml, the module that we have created while we were at the time of installing Hybris in our local. So in the training core items.xml, I have created this item type. So the code is hello world cron job and it is extending the cron job item type. So whenever you have to define or whenever you have to create any cron job, so the item type has extend this cron job item type. So this is the very first step. After that, what we will do, we have to do the ant all. So in the second step, you can see we have to do ant all. So let's do the ant all. For that, we have we go to this platform module. Inside that, we'll type ant all. Let's wait for the build to be over. So meanwhile, ant all is happening. Let us see the out of the box cron job item type. So cron job item type is defined inside processing-items.xml and this extension is present inside platform-ext-processing. So we have a processing extension present inside. If you go to platform directory, after that if you go to ext directory, then inside that you will find the processing. And inside processing-xmls, we have defined this cron job item type. So if you see this cron job item type, then it is extending the generic item type and the deployment code related to it is 501. Here we can see some of the attributes which is configured in here, like the code, error mode, log to file, log to database, right? So all the attributes that are defined for this cron job item type you can see in here, right? And then there are some of the mandatory attributes as well. For example, where we have defined optional is equal to false, so that means those attributes are mandatory for this particular cron job. So if you want to see more details, then you can explore this area as well. You can go through this processing-items.xml item type and you will get to understand more related to the cron job item type. So we can see that the build is now successful. So now as the build is successful, we can check for this hello world cron job a model class would have been generated. So let's check, and now you can see that the hello world cron job model class related to this cron job is now successful, is created successfully. Right now let's check for the other steps. Now as part of the next step, we have to create a class which will act as a job, right? And it has to extend this abstract job performable, and there we have to override the perform method. Inside this we have to write our business logic. So as we are creating a cron job for hello world, so the logic related to print hello world we have to write in this custom job. So let's create this class. So here you can see that I have created this hello world job which is extending abstract job performable, and here we have override the method perform. So if you will see the perform method, so it is the return type of this method is perform result, and here we are passing the cron job model. We'll discuss more related to this cron job model when we'll write another we'll create another cron job. But as of now, just understand that in the perform method we have to pass the cron job model, and then what we are doing in this, as part of business logic, we are simply printing hello world. And once if the job is successful, then we will return the result as success, and in the cron job status we can return finished. So if you will see this cron job result and cron job status, then there are many other status as well. So if you explore this cron job result class, then you can see that we have different errors, like different status as well. Like we have success, then we have failure, then we have error, unknown. So depending upon the scenario, we can use this cron job result is status, right? And similarly with this cron job status, if you will explore this cron job status, then here we have the different status. Like if the cron job is running, then we will have the status as running, right? If it is finished, then it is the status will come as finished. If the any scenario the cron job gets aborted, then we have the scenario this status as aborted. So all this scenario status we can see and use depending upon our logic. So with this we have created a class here. Now as part of the next step, what we have to do, we have to define the class in the Spring Bean as a Spring Bean in spring.xml. So for that, we'll go to the spring.xml, and here you can see we have defined our class. So the bean ID is hello world job, right? We have defined the hello world job, and we have given the class full path of the package com mohit hybrislearning.co.job, and after that the name of the class, and here you are seeing that it is extending, or you can say the parent is abstract job performable. So with this we have covered these steps. Now what we do is we will write the impacts to create a cron job and its trigger point, and after that we have to do the on and all and start the server. So what we can do is, let us do the ant all, and also let's start the server, and meanwhile we can write the impacts related to this cron job, right? So let's do the ant all again and start the hybrid server. So now we can see that the server is up. Now what we will do is we will update the system. Okay, so for that we'll go to HAC platform and update. Now here we will select only the update trending system and localize type, and then we will click on update. We can see that the update is done. Now we will run the impacts. So this is the impacts created here. First of all, we are creating a service layer job. So whatever the job we have created, the job means where we are writing our custom logic, so that we have to insert, that we have to create. After that we have to associate this service layer job with the cron job. So here we are in the item type, right? We are with this we are associating this hello world job, and as in the architecture I have shown you that trigger is always associated with the cron job. So here we are associating this trigger to this hello world cron job. So indirectly this trigger is responsible for executing the business logic which we have defined in this hello world job. So here in the cron expression, this job will run in every 30 seconds, right? So what this do is it will print hello world. So let's copy this impacts. I'll put all these details in the description box as well, so that it will be helpful for you guys as well. Now let's go to the HAC, and here we'll run this impacts. So for that we will validate the content, and then we will import it. Now we can see that the import finished successfully. Now let's go to the back office. And in the back office, if you go to the cron jobs, then you can see that hello world cron job is created successfully. And let's see this job. So its start time is 3:48:38, and end time is also the same, means it gets executed at a very fast pace within a fraction of seconds, right? If you go to the time schedule, then here it is the trigger that we have created using Impex. So here you can see it is the cron expression that is defined. If you want to disable at any point of time, you have to disable the trigger, then you can select this as false and save it, right? So here you can create it. If you don't want to create the trigger using the Impex, then here if you go to time schedule in the create new trigger, we have the option. From here we can define the trigger. Now let's refresh it. So here we can see the time has changed. Okay, and if you have not defined the trigger and you want to run the job explicitly, then here you are seeing this icon. So when you click on this run cron job, so from here you can execute the cron job manually. Now let's check the console log. So here you can see that the hello world is getting printed regularly. So whatever through cron job we have defined in the business logic, in our custom business logic, so same is getting printed in every 30 seconds. So with this friends, in today's video you have learned about the cron job functionality in Hybris. You learned what cron job is, what are the key functionalities of cron job, the architecture related to cron job, and then we have done a simple example where we are printing hello world regularly by creating the trigger. So we have learned this today. In the upcoming videos, we will see wherein we will fetch the details with the help of cronjob. We will fetch the details from the database and we will send those details to over mail as an attachment. So we will see that. Also in the upcoming videos, we will see how we can create a abortable cron job. And apart from this, like here we have to create the classes and everything, right? In order to create a cron job, but there is a scenario using the groovy script we can, wherein we can, or you can say the using the groovy scripts wherein we can create a dynamic cron job. So using the scripts as well we can create a cron job. In the upcoming videos we will see that as well. So with this friends, I hope the cron job functionality is now clear to you. Hope you have liked the video and enjoyed it. Kindly subscribe the channel if you have not done so, because whenever I'll upload the next video you will get the notification. Also please share it with your friends and colleagues. Thanks for watching it friends. Happy learning.